is what the Namibian people have instructed me, that I must work hard for value addition, being the theme of the 2025-2030 SWAPO election manifesto. Thank you very much.
Wow, how this message is so powerful. Don't remain with this message alone. Make sure that you share this message to other fellow Africans in different parts of this world. As Africans, we need all of us to have a common understanding. We need to have one mission. And what right now we need is African leaders working summit. You know why I'm talking about working summit? We have these political summit that leaders are meeting in Addis, meeting in different parts of this continent, even outside of this continent. Those are just political summits. Right now, we want African leaders or African presidents working summit, where African leaders will come together and come with mission, having a common mission and common vision. Then after every maybe 6 months or 1 year, they have to come and to bring us what they have done. For instance, if we have agreed that we want to build roads, every leader must come and say how many kilometers he or she has built. We need such kind of summit, not these political summits where people are coming to speak, to provide good speeches, trying to lobby people. We are tired with those kind of summits. This generation, we need answers. We need actions. What Madam Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah is doing is amazing. What Captain Ibrahim Traoré is doing is amazing. What leaders in Sahel, in many parts of this continent are doing, some of them, is what we Africans, we want to see. We want to see changes. We want to ask our leaders, what have you done within 1 year, within 2 months? Just imagine, just in 2 months in office, the new president of Namibia has took control of its natural resources. But we have leaders who stayed in power for more than 10 years, but they have done nothing. We need our own summit as Africans, where our leaders will tell us, we young people, that you have given me a mandate to lead you. Within 2 years or 1 year, have done this and this and this, and have failed in this because of this and this. And from there, I hope we can start seeing what we can do as Africans. And that will be possible if Africans will start working together. You know, one thing that Africans, we are failing, and if we don't be careful, we'll continue to fail, because Africans, we don't have a common mission. We don't know what we want. Right now, we are talking about infrastructures, that Africa Continental Free Trade Areas needs infrastructures. But how many leaders have built kilometers of roads to make sure that the Africa Continental Free Trade Area is going to be achieved? We can make sure that we account our leaders, we make our leaders accountable. And that can be possible if we can have African leaders working summit, where every leader will stand up and say what he or she has done for a certain period of time. We need to ask our leaders, how are we going to achieve Agenda 2063? We want to ask our leaders, when Africans will be owners of these resources, because we see every now when you go out, you invite other people, you call them good names, investors. When we see investors from South Africa, black people, you know, sometimes when you go to South Africa, you find that you bring white people, you bring Chinese. We want to see that the way we see Aliko Dangote that is investing in different countries in Africa, we want to see black people, Rwandese, rich men and women investing in Khartoum. We want to see Tanzanians, richest people, black people, investing in Senegal, in Burkina. We want to see the people of Burkina Faso, richest people in Burkina Faso, black people, investing in oil in Nigeria, in Angola. Why always it is white people? We want to see our brothers and sisters in the diaspora, black people like me, coming and investing in gold, investing in diamond. Why it's only white companies that are operating in these sectors? So we need such kind of summit. We need such kind of summit that will make our leaders accountable. But with these political summits, we are going nowhere. We are going nowhere. And that's where sabotage and betrayal starting. Because we have a lot of these political summits that is bring nothing. It is just like the jamboree where people are coming to get coffee. We must stop such kind of summits. We need a working summit where our leaders will come together and strategize and bringing us what they have done. Do you know what your leader has done within 5 years or 10 years? Do you know? Oh, your leader is talking about, I will bring investors to provide jobs. Who said we Africans, we want Chinese to create jobs for us? Who said? Who said that Africans, we need to wait American investors to come and create jobs for us? Why not Africans creating jobs for Americans? Why don't we Africans hiring these Chinese? Why not Africans hiring Indians? But you find it is Indians, it is Chinese, it is Europeans who is hiring Africans and giving them small wages, small salaries. And yet we come out and say, have succeeded to bring jobs. What kind of job we are talking about? We want Africans to create their own jobs. We have innovators. I shared the video of young innovators in Zimbabwe, Mr. Maxwell Chikumbuso. How many leaders have been talking about Chikumbuso? If we talking about Chikumbuso, but we talk every now and then about Mark Zuckerberg, we talk about Bill Gates, we talk about Elon Musk. When will we Africans say we have our own engineers, we have our own genius, we have Maxwell Chikumbuso? When will we say like that? Not only Maxwell Chikumbuso, we have so many people in this continent who are so intelligent, who are so creative, who are doing wonders. But because they are black, no one care about them. If you become black, it looks like maybe it is a sin. But this color is nothing wrong. What's wrong with this color? Why we praise others and we praise ourselves? What's wrong with us Africans? I think the time has come to stop thinking that there are Chinese there who will come to create a job for us. There are European there who will come to create a job for us. It's we Africans who are responsible to create our own jobs. We don't need someone who is calling investor to come and make us cheap laborers. And yet politicians are enjoying Africans to become cheap labor to white companies. Let us stop that kind of behavior of thinking. We need to decolonize our minds. We need to decolonize our minds. I'm saying this to reflect with what Madam High Excellence Netumbo Nandi Ndaitwah has said, the president of Namibia. And so we need to take controls of our natural resources. That is very important. And to take controls will help us to create our own jobs, will help us to add value, and also to integrate and to work together as Africans. Yes, this is the beginning. Those who thought Africans will not take controls of our natural resources, now they're under pressure, they're under panic. What Madam Netumbo Nandi Ndaitwah, the president of Namibia, the first female president in Namibia, is doing is amazing, is the revolution in mining sector. Madam Netumbo Nandi Ndaitwah is joining the struggle of liberation of Namibia economically. The same to what Captain Ibrahim Traoré is doing in Burkina, the same Assimi Goïta is doing in Mali, the same what Abdramane Chan of Niger is doing. So I wish one day these revolutionary leaders to have a meeting, to come together to share their thoughts, because without working together, it will be easier to be divided. So we wish as Africans to see the summit, the meeting between these revolutionary leaders, to share their thoughts, to come together to see how they can defend one another. We know we have a lot of betrayers, we have perpetrators, we have people who are working for the West, but now we see and we know who is our leader and who is our betrayer. So what Madam Netumbo Nandi Ndaitwah, within 2 months or 1 month in office, she's doing a wonderful job. And that's why sometimes I feel that maybe we need more female presidents in the continent of Africa. We need young leaders in this continent, and also we need female presidents, because these 2 generations, female presidents and the young leaders like Captain Ibrahim Traoré, are so visionary. Female presidents or female leaders are not thieves. They are working for the benefit of the people. But here there's some generation that is doing bad things. And that's why you see right now Africans are celebrating young leaders like Captain Ibrahim Traoré, and also celebrating female presidents like Madam Netumbo Nandi Ndaitwah. So kings and queens, as you heard from the speech of Madam Nandi Netumbo Ndaitwah about Africans, how is it possible? The question that Africans have been asking for many years: how is it possible we are begging, or we become beggars? Why do we have these resources? We should not become beggars. We should be donor countries. It's true. If we can work together, we can use our resources properly without corrupting our natural resources. I'm sure African nations can become donor countries. Right now, Trump has cut aid to many African countries, but we should not be shocked by the aid cut by Trump. If we can use our resources properly, we can even help Trump. We can donate money to Mr. Trump. It is possible. But the problem that we have leaders who are, they call themselves leaders, but they are not leaders, are misleaders. We need revolution leaders. We don't need right now these political leaders. Political leaders have destroyed this continent. We need revolutionary leaders like Madam Netumbo Nandi Ndaitwah, and also like Captain Ibrahim Traoré. The leaders who wish to see changes in their countries. So also Madam Netumbo has touched the issue of building capacities. You know, for many years we have been inviting what we call investors. Yes, we need investors to come and invest in our mining, and sometimes they took many years. They stay in our continent for more than 30 years. But what the impact of investors to the normal citizen or to the people of certain nation? We have these investors who are not building capacities to our people. And of course, we know that investors will not help us. Instead, they are coming to extract our minerals, and they claim they are paying taxes and they are creating jobs, but they will not transform, or they will not build capacities to our people, because they know if we Africans, we have capacity or ability to process our minerals, they will no longer stay here, because there's no need for them to be here, because we know how to process our minerals. So what are they doing? So that's why they're trying to make sure that Africans will remain in this state of being hopeless, without understanding the reality, how we can process our minerals, how we can add value to our minerals. You see, because they know very well that if the day Africans will starting add value to our minerals, that's the day they will go out of our nation, and that's the end of exportation. So they are not ready to provide or to build capacities to our people. What we need to do as Africans is to prepare ourselves to take controls of our minerals, to work together, to mobilize our engineers, our professionals, our students, and to teach them how we can process our resources, how we can add value to our resources. You heard Madam Natumbo talking about value addition. I said this many times. We cannot add value while we are not united, while we are not coming together. Because we know these resources are not only in single countries. Everywhere where you go in this continent, you find resources. And these resources, numbers of resources are found in different countries. For instance, gold. Gold is everywhere in this continent. Every country in Africa has gold. Almost. If you go to South Africa, you find gold. Burkina, there's gold. Ghana is gold. Tanzania, gold. If you go to Mozambique, you find gold. If you go to some parts in Senegal, gold. If you go to Mali, gold. If you go to Niger, you find some parts that have gold. If you go to Sudan, gold. So these all countries that are producing gold, they need to come together to sit down that we are the main producer of gold. We have gold. So when we talk about value addition, all of us, we must have a clear picture that we need all of us to stop exporting our natural resources into raw forms, the way Burkina Faso has done. But if we don't do so, we will be divided. While Burkina Faso is trying to add value to its gold, other countries will sell its gold in raw form. So it means it is sabotage to Burkina Faso. When Congo saying we want to add value to our gold, and then another country is selling, it is a sabotage. So we need to speak with one voice. We need to speak with one voice. That all of us, we have agreed that we need to build refinery industries. That our children, our people, our students are those who are going to learn these refineries to make sure that we process our natural resources, we add value, then we sell, and then we create a common market for gold. Maybe we can establish a common market of gold in Burkina or in Uganda or in Rwanda, wherever we can decide as Africans. Then all gold extracted from Africa are going to be sold maybe in Khartoum or in Addis or in Nairobi or in Dar es Salaam, wherever we can choose a nation. Then we go there and we sell our gold as Africans. And also we need to teach our people the application of these minerals. Extraction and maybe purifying and also processing is one issue. But the issue is, how can I use gold in normal life? How can I use lithium in a normal life, in a daily life? That's why sometimes we find ourselves that we have these resources, but we are exporting these resources to other people because other people knows how to use the applications of these natural resources. But here in Africa, we don't know the application of these natural resources. If it is lithium, is maybe used in battery, do we know how to manufacture our own battery? Can we manufacture our own batteries? If no, what can we do to make sure that we are going to manufacture our own batteries? Those are things that we need to ask ourselves as Africans. So we cannot achieve value addition if we don't know the application of these resources. If it's about food, maybe wheat or whatever, we must understand that we need to maybe to create breads. So how are we going to create breads? If it's about coin, do we know the application of coin? Maybe feeding animals. And then after feeding animals, what next? I think those are just questions that we need to ask ourselves. We can talk about value addition, but without talking about application of our natural resources. We need to teach our people in schools to change our curriculums. That you have gold, but gold is used for this and this and that. You have lithium. Lithium can be used for this and this and this. You have iron ore. Iron ore can be maybe used to create irons, bars for railway. And then students can start practice. Right now we are talking about infrastructures. Can we use our natural resources for infrastructures to build bridges? Can we process our iron ore and start building bridges? But it is Chinese who are taking this iron ore, then going to China, purifying and creating iron bars, then import again our own iron ore here, then starting building a railway from our own material. So I think it is important for we Africans to start thinking about applications. Application is very important. In the schools, many of our African schools, we learn just theories. We don't learn a practical. So right now, we are in the era where we need to implement ideas, to implement what we have learned. We have many people who are called themselves educated people, but they are not educated. There are people who have high capacity of cramming. They have a high capacity of cramming. They know nothing, many of them. Not all, many of them. Understand this statement. Many of them have highest capacity of cramming, but they are not educated. So if they can memorize, and of course they are memorizing. We have people who are good memorizer. If you can memorize maybe Archimedes' principle, it looks like you are a best student. But we want someone who can apply Archimedes' principle in our normal life. Not someone who is memorizing Archimedes' principle. We need to move out. And it's not about Archimedes. We have many principles. Even Africans, they have own principles. But because Africans, we are memorizing others. And we believe on others. We don't believe in ourselves. That's why we memorize something like that, Archimedes, whatever, you can, Charles law, whatever. There's so many laws imposed on us, but we don't know how to implement those laws. The time has come for we Africans to teach our people, our students, our children, applications. Let us move out of these books. Let us move out of these syllabus. Let us go beyond into applications. And then from there, we can start talking about value addition. And of course, these things needs all of us, the people of Africa, to be aware. We are in the era where we have internet. It is very easy. We can share internet. We are in the era of AI where we can translate maybe languages from maybe English to France to Swahili to maybe Hausa, whatever. So let us use this opportunity of technologies to all of us to have a common mission. You know, one thing that is sometimes pulling Africa backward is that we are not speaking with one voice. We don't have a common agenda as Africans. So I think as presidents need to have common agendas that every president is implementing in his country. When they meet in Addis, they say, I have implemented this and this. What have you done in your country? Not these jamborees meetings, not these meeting of elders. We want a working summit. You know, we have these political summits, the thing that I think has destroyed Africans. So we must stop these political summits. We need working summits where every African leader can come up and say, have done this, we have done that, we have succeeded this at this percent. And then through that, people can identify that have good engineer in this sector. Can you take my engineer, can help you? Or can we mobilize these engineers? I think through that, Africans, we can achieve. So, dear lovely family, friends, fellow Africans, let us not speak for too long up to this. I'm waiting to hear from you. Make sure that you share this video. Make sure that you like the video. And also you comment on the video. One thing that is very important is to share this video to other Africans. You know the problem that we Africans, we don't share these good videos. We are waiting others to share. So it's your responsibility as African to share this video. Thank you.
Thank you, Africa. Mama Africa. Oh, yeah. You make African great. Thank you, Africa. Thank you, Africa.